What if you could save the world by going to space, but end up creating a paradox that threatens to destroy it? What if you were trapped in space with no way back home? Is this film worth watching, or is it just a paradox of its own? Watch this video to find out. The year is 2028, and the world faces an energy crisis that will end in 5 years. The only hope is a Shepard particle accelerator in the Cloverfield station, a space station that could provide infinite energy. Ava, a British engineer, reluctantly leaves her husband Michael, whom she is trying to reconcile with after losing their children in a fire. She joins a diverse crew led by Jason, an American commander. They work well together, but they fail to activate Shepard by 2 years. She learns that the world is falling apart due to oil wars and conspiracy theories about Shepard opening portals to other dimensions with monsters. The crew is under pressure and often fights with each other. They finally succeed in creating a beam with Shepard, but it overloads and explodes, causing chaos in the station. The power goes out, a fire starts, and Ernst, a German physicist, vents it into space. They restore power with the backup, but their main power is gone. Their O2 tanks are leaking and their reserves are low. Ava tries to contact Earth for help, but she can't find it. The engineers discover that Earth has disappeared. They think that Shepard has transported them to another galaxy. Ava checks her private communicator and confirms that she can't reach Michael either. This sparks another argument among the crew, who blame each other for the disaster. Jason cries alone and then calms his crew down. He tells them to focus on surviving and assigns them repairs. Ava and Sasha, a Russian engineer, go to fix the gyroscope that helps with navigation, but they find it missing. Sasha feels something under her skin, and there are strange noises from a wall. The crew decides to open the wall and finds Mina, a woman trapped in the wires who knows Ava's name. They free her and take her to the infirmary, where Monk, a Brazilian doctor, sedates her. Michael is jolted awake by the house trembling and sees explosions outside his window. He goes online for news, but the government denies any nuclear attack and keeps the cause of the explosions secret. Michael calls his hospital to offer his help and is shocked by the truth of what's going on. On the station, the crew is still in chaos. The gyro is gone, the system is messed up, and a strange woman comes out of the wall. Jason orders everyone to focus on fixing the ship, but Ernst secretly invites Ling to join him on the X-deck in 10 minutes to take matters into their own hands. Sasha overhears this. Ernst loses his temper at Ling while working on Shepard, but Ling shuts him down and tells him they have to work together. In the rec room, the foosball table is playing by itself. In the greenhouse, Gordon finds out that the worms have disappeared. Sasha is obsessed with his skin and thinks he can see something moving under it. His left eye suddenly moves independently and he starts creepily talking to himself. He makes a gun with a 3D printer and confronts Ernst and Ling, accusing them of being part of a secret plot. Ling disarms him and the crew rushes back to Monk, but he dies after spitting out the missing worms. Ava runs to her room to calm down, but comes back when she hears Mina is awake. Jason doesn't trust this woman, but Ava tries to talk to her and asks why she's here. Mina asks Ava the same thing and says she's been on the station for 2 years and knows everyone except Ling. Ava says Ling is the Shepard engineer, but Mina claims that her role and the Ava should be on Earth. Mina insists Ava was their civilian coordinator and their friend, but Ava has no idea who she is. Jason checks the system and finds emails that prove Ernst is a spy. Jason attacks Ernst and locks him up, but Ernst denies any wrongdoing. On Earth, Michael sees a huge monster destroying the city and rescues Molly from a ruined house. He drives her to a safe place and tells her she'll never see her parents again. At the station, Gordon loses his arm to a mysterious hole that moves on the wall. Jason and Ava save him, but he feels no pain. Ernst escapes his room and shows the crew Gordon's arm, which is alive and writing. It tells them to look inside Sasha, where they find the gyroscope they need. They fix the location and station on Earth, but it's different. They watch news about a war that started when the Cloverfield station crashed into the sea. Ernst figures out that they are in another universe where only Mina survived. He wants to go back, but Monk and Gordon want to stay and help. Ling disagrees and says they should return and stop the war on Earth. Ernst says they have to go back to their world because staying here will make things worse. Mina tells Monk that she knows they are from another dimension because her station also malfunctioned when Shepard went haywire. Ernst and Ling blame the moisture for the Shepard's failure and Ling tries to fix the vents. But she gets trapped in a flooded room with a locked door and dies when the water bursts the outer door and exposes her to space. The crew mourns her and Ernst urges them to resume the repairs. They need Mina's help since she is the world's Ling. Jason doesn't trust her but agrees. On Earth, Michael thinks the paradox Ava mentioned is causing the chaos. He tries to find Molly's parents but hears a monster roar outside the shelter. Mina agrees to help if she gets Ernst's research for her Earth. Ernst objects, but Jason says it doesn't matter since the world's Ernst is dead. Mina needs a lot of power to fix Shepard and the crew works on that. Ava takes Mina to her room and asks why this world's Ava stayed on Earth. Mina shows her a recording of her children who are alive here. The crew thinks they can power on the Shepherd by cutting off the oxygen for a while. They will have 2 hours of oxygen left to fire the Shepherd and go back to their world, where the Shepherd will restore the oxygen. Ava asks Jason to let her go to Earth in a pod to see her kids and warn them about the fire that killed them in her world. Jason says it's against the rules and risky, but gives in. The crew starts their plan. Gordon shuts off the oxygen tanks. Shepherd starts working, but Gordon faces strange magnetic issues that take his tools and stick him in the wall with metal sand. The oxygen tanks explode and destroy a part of the Shepherd. Mina says they have to detach the unstable maintenance deck to live. Ava, Jason and Monk get ready for it. Ernst tells Mina he is not the one who hurt her, but she is cold. The 3 brave astronauts are trapped in a space station that is about to explode. They need to get rid of a huge metal ring that is blocking their escape, but the only way to do it is to sacrifice one of them. Jason, the hero, decides to stay behind and push the button that will send the ring flying into space, along with himself. He says a tearful farewell to Ava, his lover, and dies a noble death. Back on Earth, Ava's husband Michael is watching old videos of her and their kids, thinking he will never see her again. He records a final message for her, telling her he loves her. Meanwhile at the station, Ava and the other 2 survivors, Monk and Ernst, are running out of air. They have less than an hour left to live. Ava has plans to use a powerful device called Shepherd to teleport them back to their dimension where they came from. Then she will use it against the power, the station, and save the world from an energy crisis. But Mina wants to keep Shepherd for herself and use it to save her world, which is dying. She steals a gun and knocks out Ava, then puts her in a pod and sends her away. Then she goes after Monk and Ernst, killing them one by one. But Ava wakes up and sees what Mina is doing. She cancels the pod and goes back to the station to stop her and finds Monk dead and Ernst wounded. They engages in a fight and Ava manages to shoot Mina out of a window into space, where she freezes to death. Ava saves Ernst and takes him to the medical bay. She sends a message to herself in the past, warning her about the fire that started everything and telling her to stay with the family. Then she activates Shepherd and teleports him back to their dimension. They see Earth again and contact the base, telling them that they are alive and Shepherd works. They get ready to go home in a pod, but Michael gets a message from the base too, telling him Ava is coming back. He freaks out and tells them not to let her come. He knows there is a monster waiting for them on Earth. As Ava and Ernst fly towards a planet, they see a huge creature emerge from the clouds, roaring like thunder. What did you think of the movie? And how do you feel about the ending? Let us know in the comments below. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe to our channel for more.